Big Pets Under the Hood. And today I am working on my 2006 Freightliner Columbia. I had a issue with a leaking brake switch, and so I went and bought the brake switch, and unfortunately, the guy sold me the wrong one. Now, when you have these parts or buying these parts, you have to look. The switches come in two ways. They're either a normally open switch or they're a normally closed switch, is what they are. And that means something. That means something. When they're normally open or normally closed. So in my situation, in my situation, in my situation, I have a brake light that's on my dash. And that light is illuminated right here. Well, this switch went out. And when these switches go out, you can see they have a little pressure tag in the middle of them. What that pressure tag does is when they go bad, it begins to leak air all around the switch. But as you can see, this switch is black. It is a black switch. And you'll have some in here that are red switches. Those red switches and different color switches, those are mostly normally open switches. They're mostly normally open. This switch here, as you can see, is a replacement for this switch here. The guy this morning sold me the wrong switch, which was a normally open switch, which means that when I took and put it in the truck, turned the truck on, and released the brakes, the brake light came on. And it was supposed to work the other way. It was supposed to work that when I put the brake light, when I had the brakes released, when I had the parking brakes applied, it was supposed to take and have the light on, indicating to me that the parking brakes were on. And it's a simple mistake. It's nothing to be mad about, anything like that. It's just an oversight. It's just a simple mistake. Nothing to do. Whenever you putting anything in that has anything to do with air, do yourself a favor. Two things. This is this is metal going into plastic, but it has a copper or a brass insert in it. So two things you want to do. One, you want to put Teflon tape around it. You want to put Teflon tape around the threads. Number two, when you installed it, and you can see this line, this goes to the black line. And that black line is the line that's for my parking brake. I'm just trying to get this thing in here right here. So I'm installing this switch in there. And it doesn't have to be hella tight. You can do it by hand. I usually do it by hand. Then I'll take my oil pressure switch adapter, and I'll give it another turn or so. Just by hand. That's all it has to be. Don't have to be no more than that. Because what happens is you can see that this is going in the plastic. So that's more than tight enough right there. Like I say, that's more than tight enough. Now, if you want to do something else, you can give it a little bit of snug. I'm going to give it a little bit, one more half a turn with my pliers. Now, that's tight enough right there. That's plenty tight. Take it off of there. Find my two wires. Doesn't matter how they go. Put the two wires on there. And what should happen, if it is correctly installed, what should happen when I turn on my key, that brake light should be on like it is now. The brake light's on, and that's what it's supposed to be. My brake light wasn't on at first. It was off. So it should be on. They let you know that's the right, switch. Normally closed switch. The brake light is on. So if you're having an issue with your brake light and it's off and you hear air and you got a Freightliner, this black line right here, this black line right there, you'll have a switch. It should be right here. It'll be a switch that's a normally closed switch. Be right here on this black line here. See, black was going in, black is coming out. And it'll be this switch right here. That'll be the switch that will make that work. If you're having a problem with your low air pressure, it'll be this red hose here, little line there, and it'll be a switch right here. And it'll be a red color switch. And that will show you that. So it's up, it's working like it should. I'm gonna go it on and put this dash back together. And I just wanted to show you all that when these switches do mean something. Normally open, normally closed. Hello, Mom Slayer 21. What I'm doing is I had an issue that I had an air leak from one of the pressure switches in my dash of my Freightliner truck. And so I needed to replace it. And I took it up to the auto parts and showed the guy what it was. And in his rush, he just sold me the wrong switch. It was supposed to have been a normally closed switch. He sent me a normally open switch. And what it was supposed to do is, normally closed mean as long as I have my parking brake applied, which means pulled out, then it will light up this icon in my dash that tells me that I have the brake applied. The parking brake applied. Means I've got the tractor protection valve pulled out. When I push this in, it will be adding air to the brake chambers, which will override the parking brake, thus turning off this light in my dash. That's the way it works. So if ever you have a situation like that, then just go there and all of the valves have two contacts on them. All of them have that. And this is the one I replaced right here, which is on this line here, this black line, which is the line that goes to that's the line that goes to the brake chambers, and also goes to the tractor protection valve. So that being said, that's what's going on. So always subscribe, like, share, comment, and share it with your friends. Do me a favor, hit that notification button. But also, the most important thing, hit the subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to hit the subscribe button. Nothing at all, not even your time. Share it with your friends. They got something going on. Share it with them. I guarantee they will be happy to find out things like this, so that they don't have to go and sit somewhere at a shop for 2 or 3 hours and spend, God knows what is it, about $150 an hour for somebody to diagnose a problem for you and stuff like that. So that's just what that is. Always get out there and do something. You can get it done yourself if you take your time, have your tools, and just work through it. I guarantee you can get it done. I do it all the time, and I know each and every one of you all could. That's why these videos are up. Thanks again. Have a great day.